Oh, okay.
I'm Christine Nelson, and I am speaking up, aloud, and loudly.
I'm Maryelle St. Clair, and I'm speaking up, aloud, and loudly.
Maryelle and Christine, how are you? Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me, actually, to take this opportunity to interview y'all. So I would like for everybody to know who you are and what y'all do. So if you don't mind.
So I'm Maryelle St. Clair. It's my sister, Christine Nelson, and this is our space. We are a creative space, a shared artist studio, filming space, maker space here in Adair Park.
How long you been there?
We signed the lease for this November 1st of last year, and we started taking tenants December 1st. So when we came in, it was a totally empty space. There was nothing here. We put in all the electrical and the kitchen and the hot water and the sinks and the dividers for all the spaces. Yeah.
Really cool. So what made you get into this? Like, this is a unique business. I mean, I don't see too many, around the corner or anything like that. So what made you get into this?
Do you want to answer about?
Well, we both worked in corporate America. I had a very successful banking career. I worked in bank accounting for 22 years. And most recently in Atlanta, I had a good long job at a local community bank, and I just got burnt out. And we had inherited some antiques from our mother when she passed away, and we didn't know what to do with these antiques. We thought, we'll start an antique store, we'll sell them. We didn't know what to do. So Maryelle has been in film. She has worked behind the scenes in set decoration, and she knew that set decoration and props are rented. Somebody else mentioned that to us as well when we started looking for studios. So we thought, well, we'll form a company that rents set decoration and props and hang on to these things that we inherited longer. We have so many antiques. We have vintage dresses. We have all kinds of unique stuff. So we just decided to do something different from our corporate jobs and start our own business. And it's expanded into this warehouse. It's expanded from our one little set decoration and prop business to this whole living, breathing warehouse concept that we have formed.
So was it easy to find people that hop on to your idea and be like, yeah, that's a grand idea?
We used to be at another studio in Atlanta, which was much smaller than this. And it was a similar concept where it was a large space that somebody divided into spaces. It turned out to not be the right place for us, and we wanted to have something bigger. And when we first were looking at new spaces, there was about 7 different artists that considered kind of going in on a space with us. And then, it turned out a lot of them didn't want to be landlords. They just wanted to rent a space. They're like, we don't want to have to deal with being the boss or having any responsibility other than our own space. So most of them dropped out, except for one person did come with us. I mean, she's not an owner of this, but she was our first, tenant.
Right.
And she's still with us. She came over, and one reason that we could take this space was because she committed to coming over. So we knew that's Deanna Adelberg, who runs Absinthe Taxidermy. It wasn't super hard to find more people. Like, the word kind of gets out. We had, by December 1st, is that when Andrew moved in?
Yeah,
or January
we had our
1st?
first tenants move in December 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you find, what made this space so, this is probably going to be the one for us?
Well, we didn't come over here. When we went searching for another space, we were still looking for a space just for us and possibly these 6 or 7 other people that were interested in also relocating. We met the owner of this building, Greg Swartzberg, and we met him through looking at one of his other spaces. And he said, I have this big warehouse space. You could take it over, you could rent out extra room and cover your costs. And we said, no, we're not interested in a big, monthly lease payment.
Right.
And we're just not interested. But he said, just come look at it.
Right.
So we came over here, and we were smitten from the minute we walked in. We loved it. When it was empty, it was so picturesque. I mean, grand. You could really see the potential in this space with all of our beautiful brick walls and the wood
floors, and just
and
it was just something to see, to be at the door and look all the way back and have it be this big empty space with just very warm with the wood and the brick and everything and all the windows. And
so we did decide to take the space, and from that point on we went searching for tenants through different avenues on social media, and that's how we found our first group of tenants, and from that has spawned other things. We've done photo shoots in here, we've done independent film shoots, we've had some art related events. Some of our tenants have had photo shoots and filming in their own spaces. We have grown into what we like to think of as a one-stop shop for set decoration, prop rental, cleared art, filming capabilities, art-related event capabilities, photo shoots.
So this is really like your dream coming true. Like as when you walked in these doors, what you envision is actually what's happening.
Well, we walked in the doors with no vision. Our vision has been developing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we are developing our dream, actually.
Oh, really?
Because remember, we walked in the door saying, no, we don't want to take on something like this. We don't want to take on a big space with a big monthly rent payment.
at first it was just we were looking for another space for our own stuff,
Our
and
own
not,
business.
to have our own business, but not to have this kind of a thing.
Oh, man.
And even the man who's now our landlord said, I have this much bigger space. It's a lot bigger than what you're looking for, but maybe if you had other people who wanted to go in on it with you, you might be able to do it. And so, like I said, we did have people originally who thought that they may want to do like a partnership, and then one by one they said, no, we just want to rent a space somewhere. So we just decided, hey, well, maybe we could swing it. Between ourselves, like we'll probably have to front the money for a few months, without enough tenants to cover the rent. But then, the idea is to get enough tenants who will end up paying, for the rent and the expenses.
So with that, knowing that you're going to take that risk, you think it was a risk worth taking? I mean, what was it? How hard was it to actually be like, man, if this works, it'll be awesome.
Right.
But there's a strong potential that it might not work.
Right.
Well, we were able to at least cover our base costs pretty quickly. So I feel confident that as we develop this, if we at least cover our base costs, then, I consider that
That's a win.
a win.
Right.
And
Because we
anything
still-
from there it makes it all the better.
We still do.
Because we still have our little
I still
business.
work in the film industry.
Yeah.
She still
So,
works.
I still work on shows and commercials and movies and everything. So, I work that around this. And part of that is it's good because if I'm, I've done a movie that I was working on, and then they ended up needing a filming location, so they actually ended up renting part of this to do their filming in, and I was the set decorator, and then they rented the props, and so it was, we got a whole little, pocket of business from that. I did art direction on Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, and that was something that I had to pull together in about 12 hours. They needed 4 rooms of furniture, and at 10 p.m. I was talking to the producer and the director of photography in New York. They're like, well, we need 4 rooms of furniture by 10 a.m. tomorrow. I was like, well, you're lucky I own a prop house, because that would be impossible otherwise. The prop houses don't open till 8. You cannot pick out 4 rooms of furniture, do the paperwork, and get them on the truck in 2 hours. It's impossible. So you're lucky I own all this stuff already.
Right.
So, that was something that having this place allowed me to do. Otherwise, I would have had to tell them, you know, we can't do that by 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Right.
So
And since
you'll have
she
to find,
did that,
you know, something else, you know.
that job we were able to get some cleared art from our tenants, get some taxidermy for our tenants.
Right.
So we were able to rent out some of our tenants' stuff as well.
Right.
Oh,
So that,
Right.
so you know, it's collaborative.
Right.
so you develop your own little community, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're trying to develop a one-stop shop community here, so that everybody that has a space here can contribute to the needs of the film industry professionals that come in.
A lot of times film people come in and they're looking for one thing and they say, oh, well, I didn't know you had that and that and that and that
Yeah,
too.
what else is here?
Like, oh, well, you know, I was also looking for the something something and I see you have that.
So-
Like, we didn't even know you had that. You know, so.
So where do you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where do you see the Abrams Creative Space going? Or
That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Well, the longer, you know, we started all this to preserve our mother's memory. And with her, everything we inherited from her that was just taking up space in my house. So we're able to move it here, display it like this table, like the mahogany and marble furniture back there, like these vintage dresses that she made that we actually have pictures of her wearing. We have about 20 of these dresses and other items of clothing that she made and pictures of her wearing them. So this whole thing was born to preserve her memory and her things.
right.
And
Because we don't have children, neither one of us have children, so we're the end of the line. So, you know, when we go, this is all going to go in a dumpster somewhere. You know, it's not going to go to any, you know, it's going to go to strangers.
so if we can develop a business that can carry it on and ultimately someday perhaps be sold to someone else or developed into a nonprofit of some sort, then we're just going to continue to work on it. Where do we see it in 5 years? Well, in a year, we've seen it grow into opportunities like this one right here, where we are interviewed. Also, where we have had set decoration on the full frontal show, where we've had independent films filmed here and videos. And we hope to continue to build on that and get more and more requests and become a diverse, active, creative space where everybody can collaborate and contribute to what's going on.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Do you have any words of wisdom that you would pass on to anybody who is who's thinking about an idea like this and they're apprehensive to jump at it? What would you tell them?
Well, I would say, particularly in the film industry, 98% of any work you ever get or do or provide is based on people you know. So you need to meet people. And you need to network. It's really rare to get hired based on a resume. I mean, I was hired on Samantha Bee. They didn't care about a resume. They said, no, so-and-so recommended you. You're in. I was art director on a movie last year and talked to the director, and you know, he was indicating that I was hired. I said, well, do you want me to send you your resume? He's like, oh, no, I trust that so-and-so recommended you, so that's good enough for me. She said you can do this job. I trust her. You can do this job. He didn't even care what I'd already done.
And it works the same in this business too.
Yeah.
It works the same.
Yeah, people.
We heard about
recommend
you from
people-
somewhere.
Yeah, people
So-and-so
recommended
recommended you.
Heard about us from, or they either know us directly, or it's someone told them about us. So they come in, and you know, it's really important. And I mean, that's in many types of businesses. Obviously, you know, networking is important, but I think it's really, really emphasized. And any film person will tell you. You get jobs and you get opportunities based on knowing people who want to hang around with you for 12 plus hours a day. Like, that's the thing, if you're working on a show, actually. Nobody's gonna hire you if they can't stand to be around you for 12 hours. Because that's the minimum day.
Right.
So, you know, everybody wants to be with people they can stand to be with for 12 or 16 hours a day, every day, for months. And, you know, they're not going to hire strangers for that. So, you know.
Would you let everybody know where they can contact you, or if they like to be a part of or help out, or even be a part, just be here?
Sure. We can be found on Instagram and Facebook, and we also are located at 565 Northside Drive Southwest, Unit 7 in the back. Our full name is Abrams Creative Space, and we always welcome walk-ins. We don't have set hours as we are not retail, but we do welcome people coming in when we're here, which is around 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and by appointment on the weekends. And we also have a website, www.abramscreativespace.com.
Thank you very, very much for having us. I appreciate
the conversation. It's very, very fruitful. You don't really get the behind the scenes of who's really doing what and why.
But thank you very much. This is UAL. I am June, Abrams Creative Space. Check it out. Thank you. So now, all right, check this out.